How's it going today, guys? Trucks and Water here, and today we're going to 50,000 mile review on my 2022 Toyota Tacoma SR5 four-wheel drive V6. Now, I am over 50,000 miles on the truck. I'm at like 63 something and some change, but we'll be going over what my thoughts are on this truck, should you get one, and all of that good nature. So let's get this video started. Now, before we start this video, this is just kind of going over the truck. I am making a separate video on the 3.5-inch coilover kit I have from Rough Country. That's going to be a whole separate video, but I'm just basically going over the truck. It is modified. I've got pods up on the front of the hood. I've got an LED light bar inside the grille, full LEDs all the way around the truck. Like I said, 3.5-inch coilover kit by Rough Country on 33-inch Falcon Wild Peak AT3s. Full tint all the way around, 5% all the way around the 35% windshield and 5% sunbrow. Tonneau cover, a cold air intake underneath the hood, catch can underneath the hood also. And then color match back caps plus blacked out emblems all the way around on the truck. And that's pretty much the gist of the modifications. Step bars came with the truck. Those are from Toyota and all that. So this is pretty much just going over the truck itself. So we're going to start off with the good, and the first thing on the list is this engine. This 3.5 liter V6 naturally aspirated is a fantastic motor. Now, that being said, some people like to argue that's gutless, and I think that's due to the transmission we'll get to later on in this video. But I love this 3.5 liter engine, especially matched with a cold air intake like this Rough Country one I have right here. It really opens up the truck. These things are nearly bulletproof. They're extremely reliable. There's a reason why overlanders flock to the 3rd gen Tacomas because of this engine, because you really almost can't kill them. Like, they're a fantastic engine. I've had no complaints on this engine whatsoever. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, I used to have the rip coils, the hotter coils in this motor. Unfortunately, I had to rip those out because they shot my spark plugs. And rip, I don't know if it was the guy I talked to or whoever, but they would not replace them, and they could not tell me why my spark plugs were shot after only like 20-something thousand miles, if that, with those coil packs on it. I did run 93 premium in this truck when I had the coil packs, so I don't recommend buying them unless Rip will contact me and explain to me why. Again, I'm not trying to blame Rip for the coils, but whoever I talked to would not help me out whatsoever. But that being said, absolutely love this motor. I do have a catch can on here that I empty out every 5,000 miles. It just gets all the gunk and all that from the PC, I think it's the PCV valve, I think is what they call it. Gets all the gunk in here, just untwist it, throw it, and dispose of the used oil and then put it back on. Highly recommend this for the truck, guys. This has been on it since like maybe 5,000 miles. Haven't had an issue. But like I said, these motors are absolutely fantastic. Next thing we're going to talk about good is the interior storage. Not only in the front with, you know, the center console inside the cubby holes and then the glove box and all that stuff, but also back here. Now, don't mind the dog cover. That's for my little puppy to make sure he doesn't destroy the back seat of the truck. But underneath this whole back seat is one big storage compartment. Like I said, I've got my chemical gas stuff on this side, and then I got like a flashlight and some batteries and first aid kit on the other side. But plus, behind the seat, you got all this storage too. On that side, this whole thing flips up also. It's absolutely great. Great storage in this little truck. You wouldn't think it'd have this much storage, but absolutely love it and recommend it too, because you can just keep stuff in here that you absolutely need on hand. Now, the next thing is just the overall Toyota quality. Toyota is known for their quality and the reliability, and it is absolutely awesome. The quality of these trucks, as you all know and come to love, is absolutely fantastic. They're a workhorse, they're rugged, they were dependable, they will get you home in a pinch. And there's really not a lot you can complain about when it comes to quality and stuff like that. So if you're looking for like something rugged and quality and dependable, definitely a 3rd gen is a great choice. Now, the next thing is simplicity. These trucks are a very simple truck. Like I said, naturally aspirated engine, 6-speed automatic transmission or a manual, depending on which one you want. They're a very simplistic truck, like when you go in the cab. Now mine is kind of an upper SR5, and I do have some added switches for my lights, for my pod lights and my light bar, but it's just a very simple, simplistic interior. Like I said, here's your four-wheel drive system. I've got dual climate control on this truck, so my side, her side. You know, in the middle, it shows the screen right there. Very simple infotainment system with big, large buttons. Like, I also like the fact that all these buttons are pretty large to where if you have a glove on, you can still get to everything. Of course, a sliding rear glass window. This is for charging an Apple CarPlay, but I've got a wireless receiver to make this wireless. And then, of course, just an extra plug for charging phones. Basically, your tow option in the 3rd gen Tacoma. And you got some extra switches right here if you want to do that. And then, of course, I've got in here an organizer and everything, and then an extra charging cord as of right there that plugs inside there. But they're just a very simple, simplistic truck. If you don't want any big frills and a lot of gadgets, stuff like that, this is the truck to go with. Of course, simple gauge cluster. Everything's easy to read, very well backlit. The AC system, the heating system in this truck is absolutely fantastic. I cannot complain about that. And they come with basically Toyota's version of a WeatherTech floor mat, and they're awesome. They trap so much dirt and debris in. But this truck, like I said, is simple. Like manual handbrake, no electronic handbrake. Very easy to figure out and learn. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely go with the 3rd gen Tacoma. And now, the last thing on this list is the 4-wheel drive system. Now, mine is not a TRD Off-Road, TRD Pro, or anything like that. Doesn't have a rear locker. It has 4-wheel high and low with the limited slip differential. And even without any of the off-road thrills, granted, I have fantastic tires on this truck, and it is lifted on a 3.5-inch kit. Even without any of the frills, like on the TRD off-road with the crawl control and the locking differential, rear diff and all that, this truck absolutely did fantastic in the deep snow we had this past winter. Pictures will be popping up now on the snow-covered area. We had upwards of over a foot in some areas, depending on where you traveled in East Tennessee, and it never ever felt like I was gonna get stuck. It was so deep, in fact, that I was actually dragging my front recovery shackles right here, and like I said, it never got stuck. It actually pulled another Tacoma up an icy, pretty much solid ice hill at my buddy's farm. That was a 2-wheel drive Tacoma that couldn't make it up in it. We hooked up and it yanked it up, no problem whatsoever. Like I said in the previous part of the simplicity, you've got your simple 4-wheel drive system right here. You can do 4-wheel drive on the fly, high. I always try to stop, put it in park or neutral, then switch it, then go. And then of course you have to go in the neutral, put in 4 low, and everything of that nature. Toyota is known for their off-road capability, and it's no joke on the SR5. I mean, yeah, the locker would be nice in some more tricky situations. I don't off-road this truck, like I don't overland it, don't rock crawl it, stuff like that. It's not what this truck was made. That's not what I set this truck up to do, but you don't need all that stuff on these trucks. You can get an SR5 off 4x4, put a leveling kit or a lift kit on it, get some really good tires like these Falcons, and you will be set to go. You would have no issues getting where you need to go at all. And I highly recommend these 4-wheel drive system. Toyota is known for that. Now we're gonna get to the bad on what I don't like after over 50,000 miles of owning this truck. And there's not a lot of stuff on this list, but we need to talk about it. First thing is first, at 5,000 miles, my left front CV axle, and this is way before the truck was lifted, that guy right there actually shredded. The boot itself right here shredded and half started leaking gear oil all over the place, and we do not know why. We honestly don't know what happened. From what I've researched, this was a common problem throughout all the manufacturers because of COVID. Again, it's the 2022. I bought during the COVID time frame, brand new, and every manufacturer CV axle front end was having issues with their CV axle. So I'm not blaming Toyota on that. Of course, under warranty, Fox Toyota fixed it very quickly, had the truck back the next day. But yeah, they don't know why that boot just let go. They're not sure. Like I said, I don't off-road this truck. I don't abuse this truck. I don't beat on this truck. The only time they've ever seen that is if the truck was heavily off-road, which, of course, I don't. But that is one issue that came up with this truck. But again, Toyota did not manufacture that part per se, and other manufacturers are having the same issue. Now we get to the elephant in the room, which everyone's going to complain about, which I am too now, is the transmission in this truck. This is a 6-speed automatic. The 6-speed automatics in like 19 or 20 time frame, they redid the tuning a little bit and they're a whole lot better. But this transmission still has a mind of its own, especially going down the interstate at highway speeds, climbing a hill. Now granted, it doesn't help the fact that I have 33s and I'm right at the limit to where you need to re-gear. After 33s, you need to re-gear your Tacomas to help with the tire size. But these transmissions, they have a mind of their own. They're not the greatest transmission. I still get about, on the highway, 18 to 21, depending on how fast I'm driving, where I'm driving at, like if I'm at altitude or climbing or descending, you know, whatever the case might be on the interstate. And then around town, I'm probably getting about between 16 to 18. Just cruising around city and stuff like that. So it's not horrible for a lifted Tacoma, but this transmission is part of that deal. I know you can tune it and you can it'll take away most of the issues with these 6 speeds. And I don't recommend that, guys, until you're out of your warranty. Just because if something happens, at least you can get it fixed. Yeah, that's all I can really say about the 6-speed. I don't have too much to complain about. I have towed with this truck, and on the tow mode of these Tacomas, it did great. It towed about 2,000 to 2,500 pounds, which is not a lot of weight by any stretch of the imagination. But it did great with the setup, and it towed straight and never really had an issue. Transmission did gear hunt a little bit, especially going up hills and down hills. But other than that, I had no complaints. But yeah, the 6-speed, not the greatest in these trucks. And I think that's why they say this 3.5 liter is gutless, is because of that transmission. And the last thing I need to complain about is this Toyota paint. For some reason, this paint seems like it's very thin. I have like little rock chips like right here on the front end where rocks have come up right there, as you can see. It just seems like the paint on these Tacomas, these 3rd gens, are very thin. They had a major issue with the white in the earlier 3rd gen Tacomas where it was chipping like right around here by the window or right around here by the passenger window, and the back right here too. The paint just seems like it's not thick like some of the other manufacturers. It chips easy, scratches easy. And so, and I get it, when you drive your truck like I do, you're gonna get rock chips, you're gonna get road chips, stuff like that. But it just seems like Toyota could have done a very better job at painting these trucks, and like a thicker clear coat or a thicker paint or whatever the case might be would really help out these trucks. But that being said, that's pretty much it on what I have for the bad on these 3rd gen Tacomas. After 50,000 miles and with the 4th gens now out, do I recommend the 3rd gen over the 4th gen? And here's my answer to that. If you want 100% Toyota dependability and reliability and simplicity and all that stuff, go with the 3rd gen. I'm not saying the 4th gens are bad. I made a video on that before at all. But it's a brand new platform, a brand new Tacoma. There's gonna be a little bit of bugs they gotta work out and stuff like that. That's with any new vehicle that comes out, whether it's Ford, Dodge, Ram, GMC, Chevy, does not matter. They're gonna have to work out some issues. But if you want, right off the bat, you know this truck's gonna be dependable, reliable, it's gonna take care of you, get a 3rd gen. Now, if you want a more technologically advanced truck with a lot more features and options and stuff like that, go with the 4th gen Tacoma. But after 50,000 miles, guys, like I said, I'm at 63 and some change. I cannot complain about this truck. It has got me where I needed to go. It's got me out of some sticky situations. It's pulled people out of some deep snow we've had here and stuff like that. I cannot complain when it comes to this truck. I did 50,000 miles. Like I said, I've fallen in love with these 3rd gens. They're going to go down as one of the most classic Tacomas to come out besides the 2nd gen Tacomas. And you can't go wrong with these trucks. Like I said, if you want simplicity, you want 100% Toyota reliability, go with the 3rd gen. If you want the more technology, the more options and stuff like that, and they're going to be dependable, don't get me wrong, go with the 4th gen. So that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little 50,000 mile review and what I like and don't like about the 3rd gen Tacomas. Like I said, mine's a 2022 model. I hope you like this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. If you have any comments on what you like about yours, what you don't like, I want to hear it. Comment it down below. Other than that, guys, I hope you all enjoy this video. If you like the video, leave a like on the channel. Please subscribe. Join the Trucks and Water family. We're constantly growing, changing, and trying new and better things. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, never give up on your dreams.